Wow, there's a whole bunch of people here. Thank you all for coming. So, what is this idea of evolution that is so objectionable? If you're going to understand evolution, you need to understand it the way scientists understand it. And to us, evolution is a three-part idea. There's the big idea of evolution, which is the idea that living things share common ancestors. The inference of common ancestry is studied in two ways. One is by looking at the processes or mechanisms of evolution. Obviously, Darwin's idea of natural selection is exceedingly important in this. But there are other mechanisms of evolution as well, some of them non-selective, like drift and so forth. And all of these various components of evolution go into how we understand this process of descent with modification. Then we also look at the patterns of evolution. How does this tree of life generated by this descent with modification work? Who's related to whom? What are the ancestral and descendant lineages, and so forth and so on. Now, what's kind of interesting is that these three components of evolution are all conceptually distinct, because the kinds of data and inference that we use to come to that conclusion that living things have shared common ancestors are very, very different from the data and inferences that we use to study either the pattern or the process. They're all related, sure, but you know, Darwin came up with his inference of common ancestry based upon things like all the various homologies of anatomy and embryology and so forth and so on, and by biogeography, things like that. Today, when evolutionary biologists are researching the processes of evolution, they rely very strongly upon genetic mechanisms, and they rely upon molecular biology and biochemistry, fields that really weren't even existent when Darwin came up with his idea of evolution through natural selection.